Hey everyone, good afternoon, at least in my time. I'm in the Eastern Standard Time. I'm here in Florida. So, yesterday was a good day. I did my first interview. Yeah. The guy's channel, his name is Dendo, Dendo, and he reached out to me. I'm like, wow. It's just how it all aligns, how it all aligns. I've been wanting to expand myself and to my message, especially with the protests going on in Scientology and the awareness that's happening. So he reached out to me. I'm like, wow, this is so great. What a gift. And we had a fantastic time. At least I thought. We had. He's a really nice guy, really nice. He asked me some good questions, and I hope I answered them all. I think some of them I answered halfway, and I just go down a rabbit trail somewhere else. But today I wanted to go into more detail into something that we brought up at the interview, which was types of recruitment that Scientology will do to particularly get new people. And yeah, I want to go over that with you, especially if you've never been in Scientology or Dianetics. Don't get fooled by the two. They're both the same thing, right? Just two different extremities of the same serpent, same monster. Okay, so one that we're pretty familiar with, I think, by looking at the LA protests and what happened with the testing center. You have body routing, and body routing is you have to go out in a public area, typically where there's people, where there's body traffic. And so you have to have a stack of film tickets or a stack of personality test tickets, which basically says, hey, come on in for a free personality test. And you hand those out, but you got to hand it out with intention. You got to. We would drill how to hand a ticket out over and over again to make sure that it was like, take this ticket. Trying to use a Jedi mind trick or something. So, if anything, they're Sith. I shouldn't say that because a lot of cool people that I knew in Scientology, but some were definitely pretty fucking dark. And so you'd have to be in a busy street area, and they're going to come right up to you with command intention, tone 40 intention, which just makes them into a Ron bot. And hey, would you like to see a film? Blah 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 blah. And you're going to have whatever reaction you have. But we also were drilled from practiced inside the church or on the side of the church. We would drill to a pass or a fail, handling the person's objections. So, oh no, I'm busy, I've got to be somewhere. You got to have that ready to handle without any kind of delay. And yeah, I would be successful at it at times. I'd have days where like you do pretty good, and you have some days where you suck. All you do is bring them into the factory, into the processing factory, And that's a very common way that people get recruited. The other one is in the same area is a stress test. You can invite somebody into the org to invite them for a stress test. It does the exact same thing. At the with the stress test and everything, you get them to buy the book and what have you. Now, regarding stress tests, if you ever do one, or if you're just curious, or if you just want to study it, like you want to learn about it a little bit and then go and test it out for yourself, do it at your own risk. I only said that because they're going to try to find what's ruining you in life, and they're going to make you vulnerable. What makes you vulnerable is that they see through the meter potentially that area of stress that you're thinking of, and it gives it validation, like, oh, they know what they're doing. And they're going to dig. They're going to say, yeah, that right there, looking at the needle on the e-meter while you hold the cans. What's that? And it could be some dark shit. You know, it could be like, you know, my wife just, you know, left me, or, you know, I got fired from my job, or even darker stuff. Because that's sincerely what's ruining the person. Ruining is a term I don't want to use anymore. It's so drilled in my head. I want to dislodge it and just throw it out. It's a good process of talking. It's helping me dislodge some of this stuck way of thinking. So they're going to dig really hard. And for the poor, susceptible people like myself, we're going to take that kindness that we think is kindness. We're going to take that help, which we think is help, and welcome it. Put our guard down. But keep in mind, the people who are delivering the stress test think they're helping you too. They think they're saving the planet. Like, here's one more person who knows about the reactive mind. It's like, here's one more person who knows about the matrix. Yes, let's pull them out of that matrix. Yeah, so be wary. If you want to test it out, bring a hidden camera, whatever. That would be cool. But just know it really digs. It really digs in. Okay. So another one we had to do as staff was writing letters. Whatever you do, do not give whoever sells you a book, do not give them your address. Give them a fake address if you have to. When I say have to, it's like you feel uncomfortable because they do put on the pressure. And it's uncomfortable. So don't give them your address or email address, okay? Unless you want to get it forever. And that's not an exaggeration. When I was on staff, we'd have this huge central files. They're basically, we had these long metal cabinets, drawers, filled with files. And we even had, long wooden file holders that just kind of went like this. We'd have to grab stacks of them. Stacks. And we would have to write letters to these fucking people. We'd have to write like 100 letters a week or whatever it was. I always when I was doing it, I always compared it to like peeling potatoes in the military, back in the old days. It was such a boring thing and annoying thing because the letters never got responses. More than half of the central file folders were all address unknowns because they moved or what have you. And the others were like, guy bought a book in the 80s. He's been getting letters ever fucking since. His folder's like that thick. He's never fucking responded back. But no, we're gonna write him a letter. And it's not like you have all day or all week to write these letters. You got very little time during the day, maybe an hour a day, and you have your quota to meet as a group. Each individual had their quota, and that's why you get a letter in the mail. So the promo too, because you gave out your address, and maybe you'll get some letters here and there. Hey, nowadays if you get a letter, maybe respond with something like, what do you think about Danny Masterson doing what he did? Should he be labeled a suppressive person? Or is he labeled as a depressive person? That's a good one too. Put the question in the person's head, because it's a seed for sure. The other one is call in. We'd call it call in. Whatever you do, don't give out your phone number. You're either going to have to change it or whatever if you give it out, because you're going to be put on a list, and you'll be put on an event list, and you'll be getting calls constantly at times. And they just want to sell you something. They want to get you into their building and get you on some kind of course so you can spend some money. Let me see here. I'd have to do call-in like crazy. We'd have like these, we call them all hands, where everyone gets together and gets like a boiler room kind of thing. And they give you these like lists of people who've been called like 20 times already. I'm not exaggerating. And you gotta call them, like you're forced to, because your seniors, you know, are telling you to, like an order. And so you're like, calling this dude who's already been called 18 times. Next to his name is like all these notes. And here he has the answers, maybe. He's fucking irritated. It's like, yeah. And you gotta try to handle him and try to enlighten him on something he's already heard about and said no to. It happens so often. And it's just funny. Let me see here. I have some notes. I just find it funny that if the clean truth was communicated to these new people being recruited, what would it really look like? Like if they had, when an evil has to say its truth openly, how weird and funny does it look? Like, hey sir, yeah, the book Dianetics, it will implant you with the idea of a reactive mind. It doesn't really exist, but you will believe it because he puts such great detail and scientific data into it. And he goes into all the testing he's done and successes he's done. And, you know, you're going to believe it. So after you read Dianetics, maybe you'll do a Dianetics course. Maybe you'll even be a Dianetics auditor, and you'll learn how to just give repetitive commands over and over, which isn't very, people have been doing that forever, okay? Just go over the same incident over and over, big deal. It helps, for sure, but it ain't no fucking special tech. Okay, anyway. As you progress into other courses, we're going to get you on the purification rundown, where you're going to take 5 hours of sauna time every day. You're going to have to jog 30 minutes every day. You're going to have to be pumped up with some vitamins, depending on your niacin level. And you're going to be taking up to, I think, 5,000 niacin near the end. And a great deal of accompanying vitamins to go with that. I'm talking handful, for real, like fucking handful of vitamins. It's a lot. I used to be the Purify C. And then after that, they're going to get you onto the hypnotic, how to be controlled and how to control course. They call it the TRs and objectives. So you're going to learn how to be controlled by somebody with intention and be obedient, but you're also going to know how to perform that on somebody else as well. And of course, all these courses come with more word indoctrination, more language, more Scientology language, and what have you. So, we want you to go clear. We're going to be pushing that on you after the objectives, because now it's time for you to get into the auditing chair and spend, $4,000 or 12.5 hours. I really don't know what the cost is, but it's up there. And so we want you to get to a point where you realize that you've been creating your own reactive mind the whole time. And you're going to be like, what the fuck? I never heard of the reactive mind before, and Dianetics is the only place that taught me about it. And now I'm realizing like it's all bullshit. When you have that realization and you realize that you're not doing it anymore, then you're going to be clear. It's only going to cost you maybe $50,000, give or take. And everyone around you is going to be in awe of you. You're going to be a celebrity of sorts. You'll get a special bracelet. You'll get a certificate. And you'll be happy, because if you're not, well, ethics can help you with that. And so, as we read you and push you more for your spiritual freedom, because the indoctrination should be set in by now, you should believe that you're an immortal spiritual being by now, because everyone else is around you, and whatever, we indoctrinate you. We have the tech to create this great delusion. So, after you realize that you're clear, it's time to really step up to the game. It's time to do the OT levels. Now, if you're still in that state of delusion of, wow, this is so real, wow, I'm clear, when nothing really fucking happened. That's a state of like hypnosis, I think. That's amazing. You put something there in someone's mind, and when it's not really real, and they think it's real, and then when you take that away, which never was there in the first place, they feel relief. It's pretty wild. So then we'll get to the OT levels, and we gotta get you through that wall of fire, because it's our reputation on the line. Like, we need to show the rest of Scientology that people are moving up the bridge to OT. And we're gonna drill your ass. We're gonna grill your ass about fucking getting up the bridge. It's gonna cost you. But let's hopefully the propaganda's worked. The pretty pictures on the OT promotion and all that mystery of incredible spiritual abilities, like you're one of the Avengers or X-Men. Who doesn't want that? And once you do OT3, then you really are sealed in. Like, you're not going to go anywhere, really, because we got all the data on you. We got all the dirt on you from ethics file and PC folders, and you spend hundreds of thousands, if not millions. And we're going to make you keep on going. And you're going to have your community of friends. Trust me, though, they think the same shit. But they put this thing here where, like, I have to agree. If I just agree, I have a good time. Hi. Put on all that synthetic bullshit. And, then we'll get you OT7. And by the time you're OT7, that's the longest. People say that takes the longest. I don't really know why. Probably because they have to deal with all this bullshit, doubt of what the fuck they're doing, and actually going insane, schizophrenic. Did you know that saying that you have body thetans all over you, you have spiritual entities stuck to you, that is such a schizophrenic idea. All you OTs who are taking this seriously, that's schizophrenia, man. in my opinion. Look at the definition. Like, L. Ron Hubbard has been making schizophrenics. The guy's an evil fuck. Okay. I don't know how hell is exactly, but I'm going to tell you something, like, he's there in whatever fashion or form. Like, this guy's whew, I can only imagine. So I know, I just felt like rambling on like that. Oh, by the way, OT8, you have to do OT8 because we need to show the world that we are making OTs to the top. And we need your OT power to make our ideal orgs really boom, and to convince all the other lower level people like you were once that it's real. So in OT8 you're going to find out that all of those body thetans, all those past lives, rather, all your past lives, which you had many, and we can see it in your PC folders and some of the out ethics things you did because of your past lives. So it's going to be revealed that all those past lives are just your body thetans. And like psych, you were walking around for some years as an OT saying, damn man, I was a past life violinist, I was a past life NASCAR racer, whatever, I was this, I was that. No, you weren't. You had fun thinking about it though, didn't you? You believed it. It's just like clear. The same mechanic. You thought it was real. Whoops, no, it's not. You realized you were mucking up your own reactive mind. And you're not doing it anymore. What do you think happens to these OTAs? Who are really electrified and role-playing their life as a space agent from Mars. I don't know what to say. Who came here for more research and discovered Scientology. Like, there's some far out stories people have about themselves. I'm one of them. Really far out shit. I've heard other people talk about their past lives and stuff. And just for a fun fact, did you know that per Hubbard, you can't talk about your case? So you can't talk about your past lives with other people. It's forbidden. Why? Because it just gets the cat out of the bag. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, thank you so much for listening. And if you see any other ways I missed... Oh, wait, there is one other type of recruitment I missed, and that's events. And that goes kind of along with call-in. You're going to be invited to go to a Dianetic seminar or maybe some Scientology event. Hey, go, but, try to record it. And that'd be really fun. Or go and just kind of see how crazy it is. Anyway, but be careful. Again, they specialize and drill and practice pretty hard how to penetrate people's minds and how to get their ruin and all that shit. It's pretty fucked up. Alright, so I guess that's it. I really appreciate you here. And again, if you have any questions, comments, any other recruitment actions that they do that I missed, hey, let me know. Thank you. Bye.